Dread Entertainment. What is up, guys? My name is Akasan. It is time for another episode of The Flash. Da-da! And hopefully it'll be a good episode of The Flash. Da-da! I hope so. Anyways, it's, what is this? Episode, 19 now? 20, 21. And it's called Harry and the Harrisons, or something like that. I hope that does not indicate that the Council of Wells are going to be coming back and dominating the entire episode, because that would not be a good idea going so forward into the future. Or the season finale. I mentioned it I think a few episodes back, which actually was released in episode 19, which was released a few hours ago. Is the fact that they focus on this season, I noticed, has been focusing full-fledgingly on the supporting cast of the Flash and not necessarily the Flash himself. And while that could be interesting in some sense, this season it appears not to be that sort of situation. I think Iris, Harry, even Cisco, Killer Frost, Cecile has actually gotten more screen time and more of something to do than Barry himself, and I think that is actually hindering them and losing, I think for the majority of people, just kind of losing interest, because there's not really any reason to really tune in. At least when Oliver is not the Green Arrow, he's still kind of the mayor and he's still doing something interesting. When Barry's not really being the Flash, he's just really not doing anything. So I think there's something they need to consider stepping into future episodes and what have you not. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hope this is a good episode and get into the latest episode. Your latest reaction here to episode 21 starts now.
On the Flash. Council of Wells. Some of the brightest minds in all the multiverse.
There's still another cryogenic anomaly in my DNA.
The more I try to use my brain, the sooner I'm going to lose it.
You see what I'm saying? They're just like, they don't even, there's nothing to talk about with Barry. The whole fucking highlight was everybody else. What the hell, man? This shit should just be a spin-off show at this point. At least we get topless Barry.
I decided that I need to write a piece about it.
An article?
Exposing every single detail of his maniacal plan. Everything you know about that flying chair and how he uses it to body hop and...
Okay.
Tell me, Harry, how does your hypothetical thinking cap account for the resonant inductive coupling of the dark matter transfer? The Council of Wells is a council of superior intellects there to accept the challenge of others with superior intellect.
I figured as much. They're kind of dicks, just like Rick and Morty.
Look at this man.
I've had my fair share of missing persons cases.
And what do you do when you've hit a wall?
I try to attack it from a different direction. If that helps. Anyway, thanks.
What makes you say she'd be willing to help us?
I've seen a different side of her. She's helped me before, and I believe she'll do it again.
Why not?
Really, boys?
You're trying to get us killed as the Flash, you morons.
Okay, well, I'll run the idea by them.
No, I don't mean no. I just mean maybe hold off until you finish writing it.
Okay, yeah, I'll hold off.
You will?
Yeah.
She won't.
No, I mean, I get it.
Whoa, we call rejects. Hey, look at this guy. What is that? I'll allow myself to introduce myself. Sonny Wells, Earth 24. At your service. They call me Sonny on account of my sunny disposition.
You know, I think that name kind of works for him.
Oh, the guy must be...
Oh my
First man,
god.
until I do, and now...
What the fuck is going on, man?
You know what they say, a zebra never changes its stripes.
Flash.
Jesus, man. Wow.
Flash.
She literally carries a metal bag around. That's the most interesting thing about her, though. She's funny, but that is the most interesting thing. She has to carry a bag of metal scraps around. Wow, she made a boomerang. You know what she kind of reminds me of is Millie Bobby Brown like 40 years in the future. Yo, for reals, why is every scene like taking so goddamn long?
Ladies and gentlemen, hang on to your wigs and caps.
Oh, we're back to this shit again. I don't even, I'm not even paying attention to my own reaction anymore, cause,
Young man, David Caruso's got nothing on you. If Novak thinks he can steal from me and get away with it, he has got another thing coming. Can't believe
I just want to see somebody cosplay as her carrying around a bag of fucking shards.
But he's not stupid enough to keep the stash out in the open. And I really want us to be on the same page. So, it's your decision. I just want you to remember that the Flash is a beacon of hope that the people have always put their faith in.
The one good thing I'll say about what they've done with Iris is they haven't fully fledged Felicity to hurt up, which is good. Because Felicity would have been like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyways. But Iris still works with Barry.
30 times stronger than steel. You can assemble them in any shape you like. And, best of all, they're loaded with enough potential energy to flatten the city.
They gonna make ninja stars? What? Like there.
Filled with shrapnel and bound with my metahuman je ne sais quoi. Pull a shard, throw it. It will deliver one savage concussive blow. But you only get one shot.
How many satellites are?
You won't waste it. Go save the world, my darling.
That's all they needed? That's kind of funny, but... Wow. She's Mary Poppins, y'all! What is up with this episode, dude?
And she's gone.
So they just need to bust up one satellite out of the 6?
What?
I posted my article and they're responding.
Wasn't she supposed to tell the team first?
Look.
This guy says he saw Devo on 5th and Knoll 2 days ago.
Yeah, and another guy on Crescent and 10th.
This is great. Iris, this means Devo can't hide from us anymore.
Wow. So there you have it, folks. That was the latest episode of The Flash. Let's see what... You probably already know what I think, but we'll see what you guys think on Stardust out.
Season 4, episode 21 of The Flash. Not only we get to see Amunet Black help Caitlin to get her powers back, but she is helping Team Flash as well. Not only that, we get to see Harry, along with Cisco, get help from the Harrisons to get Harry's mind together, to get smart again. Iris West is gonna save the day, because at the end, we get to see comments about her article. Guess what? The people's gonna save the day along with Team Flash. That's the only way they can stop the vote. Thank you.
So, just got done watching tonight's episode of The Flash, and unfortunately, I have to say that it wasn't that great of an episode. I found some parts of tonight's episode to be annoying, but there were some parts that were just okay. But other than that, it wasn't a great episode. Hopefully, it'll be a better episode next week.
It was a good episode overall. The only good thing was Amunet gave them the little ball of her shrapnel that was going to be used to blow up the satellites. But how is that going to blow up all the satellites? And Iris writes an article warning people up to go. That's actually pretty cool, and I like that development between Iris and Barry. Can't wait for the next episode and the finale. I'm spinning!
So this episode was good, was decent. We could use more action, more flash time, more flash, but yeah. And the ending was good because Devil cannot hide anymore from everyone. And I don't like Amunet Black, so no comment on it. But good episode, decent episode.
Thank you for posting your short reaction on the Stardust app. Make sure you can check it out if you want to, so you too can say what you feel honestly about these episodes. Well, we finally have a contender for the #1 worst episode this season. Something to finally kick off the, what the hell was that called? The hashtag feminism episode. This might just be the second worst episode this season. If not the first one. Man. And you know what's funny? You know what's even funnier about that? Is the fact that both of these episodes Amunet is on these episodes. The funny thing is, I don't mind Amunet. I don't think Amunet is actually a bad character. I think they write her pretty damn well most of the time. It's just that if you put her in a particular situation, sometimes it goes horribly wrong, and then you always associate her with the bad episodes and such. Because I remember every time she gets advertised or every time she pops up, somebody in the comments are like, "Oh no, not her! Why do they keep bringing her back? She's terrible." And I don't think she's actually that bad. I actually think she's fairly entertaining. She's actually the one that moves the episodes a lot faster than the rest of these almost said clowns, but these people, these characters that are being written right now. Damn, man. Man, I don't know. I don't know what to say, guys. I really don't know. Like, I honestly believe that they, for whatever reason, enough people complain, on Tumblr or wherever, that that season 3 was so bad. Like, season 3 was too dark and season 3 was too depressing. I never thought that was ever the case. I always thought that was, I mean, there were bad episodes in season 3, but the pacing and but the main problem was the fact that it was Savitar wasn't around enough. And once we got to the most interesting part, which was Future Flash, we only had like 3 episodes left. But I still think, hands down, that season was better than what we've been going through here. And what I see personally is enough people complain that there were too many speedster storylines, which I understand. That's an honest piece of advice. So every episode, every arc was about a speedster, so they wanted something different. But I think the biggest problem is they never realized, this isn't a comic book. This isn't a comic book where you can kind of wrap this up. I don't know how long usually the Thinker arcs are, but I don't know, what, 6 months? I guess technically 6 months, but the stories, you got a bunch of other stuff going on. I guess that's what they're really thinking. They assume that if you can have a comic storyline regarding the Thinker go 6 months, an average arc is what, 6 issues? Six-ish, maybe 3. We'll say 3 to 6 issues, right? So that's 3 months to half a year, right? So maybe that's what they're assuming, is that if you can do it with the comic books like that, then you can definitely do it with the TV shows, but I disagree. I just feel like they only could get so far with the Thinker storyline, and then they just have to really stretch it out. They literally made a blogging post the catalyst for this season right now. The city gets involved through a blog. Can you imagine that? Can you like just imagine that, like, through Twitter? I mean, it's kind of cool in some sense, but that literally was the main point of this actual episode, was Iris blogging and deciding whether or not they were going to launch it, and now it's going to be the main catalyst is of people helping and everything. Harry and the Harrisons or whatever. That, yes, it made Harry realize that, you know, it's the wife or something like that. But I completely thought that the wife was gonna go to Team Flash anyways to stop DeVoe. But whatever. It's interesting that they're gonna be doing it that way. But it's gonna look kind of dumb or silly that if they meet up with her in the next couple of episodes and they're just like, oh God, you gotta help us, and they're like, help. Okay, and or whatever, the Thinker, because of Flash's intervention, the Team Flash's intervention or intermingling, then DeVoe finds out where the wife is, and then they have some sort of standoff at that moment, and then she has some sort of moment where it stabs him through the fucking heart or some shit like that. Whatever. Whatever for all this. Like, honestly, guys, I'll continue. I mean, we only have 3 more episodes left, thankfully. So, if it wasn't for that, if I was filming like this mid-season, I would have dropped the show, just like I dropped Arrow season 4 mid-season. I think it was mid-season. I dropped it. If we had been at this point, if I had seen this episode mid-season, I would have just fucking been done and been over it, because there's just comes a point. But I'm a sucker for like consistency and such, and if I'm not paying an editor to do it, and if it's in my free time to do it, it's 3 more episodes. Let's just finish the season, and then maybe I'll be back next season. I don't know. I heard rumor. You know what? I won't say it, but you can Google online what the villain is going to be next season. I don't know much about that particular villain, so I don't know if it's going to be interesting or not, but I don't know. I don't know if they need to bring another speedster back. But so I personally, like I said in the beginning of this video, I feel like Barry doesn't really have anything to do, and I understand that the Thinker shouldn't really require speed, but at the same time, I could have sworn Barry is supposed to be able to think really fast as well. So yeah, I don't know, guys. All right, Red Nation, stand up, speak up. Let me know what you guys think about this particular episode. I'm just gonna fucking blindly start editing through this so I can just be done with it and get it off the shelf and get back to God of War and some other projects. Okay, make sure you check out the other videos that we've been doing recently, and I will see you guys next week for the latest episode of The Flash. Take care of yourselves, guys. I'm out. Peace.